Statements by honourable members. Again, it's been a while. Stephenville, Port-au-Port, Bonavista, Cape St. Francis, Lake Melville, and Grand Falls, Windsor, Buckins. The Honourable the Member for Stephenville, Port-au-Port.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As a volunteer with the Piccadilly Central High School Council for over 10 years, Judith Gatto has increased opportunities for youth on the Port-au-Port Peninsula by establishing a scholarship and bursary program in the high school. The scholarship program is designed to promote post-secondary education and also offers opportunities for the school to showcase the educational achievements of each student receiving one. Scholarships are presented at the cap and gown ceremony in December, in which Judith organizes. In addition, she organizes events such as a variety bingo and ticket sales to raise money for the school. This, along with the scholarship program, brings the communities on the peninsula together in support of the school. The entire school environment is highly enhanced by these activities, which trickles down to the communities in which the students live. Through the Port-au-Port Extrajudicial Sanctions Committee, she helps youth involved in crime get back on track and successfully reintegrated into society. Judith also stays active in her community, working at the local cadet corps, and helps young people find opportunities within the cadet program and the Duke of Edinburgh program. For her dedication and commitment to her community, Judith received the Sovereign Medal for Volunteers. I ask all members of this Honourable House to join me in congratulating Judith on receiving the Sovereign Medal for Volunteers. Thank you.
The Honourable the Member for Bonavista.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It gives me great pleasure to celebrate Heritage Collegiate's robotics team from Lethbridge in the district of Bonavista. This school has had a very successful robotics club for nearly 2 decades and has sent teams to provincial, national, and international competitions. After the most recent provincial competition at our Marine Institute in 2019, where ROVs, remote operating vehicles, were required to perform a variety of underwater tasks, the Heritage team was selected to compete in an international competition in Kingsport, Tennessee in June of 2019. The team of 10 students represented the province and displayed their robot, which was constructed and programmed solely by the students. One of their level 3 students was approached by an international official about the programming coding design she had written, and another 2 were approached by the Marine Institute team to join their team this past fall. The school is providing this valuable educational experience through the leadership of teacher and robotics mentor, Mr. Lyndon Williams. It doesn't happen without dedicated teachers such as Mr. Williams. I ask the members of the 49th House of Assembly to join me in issuing a congratulatory note to Mr. Williams and the Heritage Robotics team for their achievements and success in this important area for our marine industries. Thank you.
The Honourable the Member for Cape St. Francis.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this has been one hard winter, and I rise today to recognise hard-working and generous people who helped get us through the January blizzard known as Snowmageddon. Mr. Speaker, my beautiful district consists of 5 towns, and like most of eastern Newfoundland, we saw upwards of 75 centimetres of snow with 130-kilometre winds during the storm. Some people lost their power. Others were snowbound in their homes. Government had to call in the military. It was definitely a challenging time, but it also showed the true spirit of our people. In my district, communities did everything possible to ensure the safety of our residents. Town councils and staff worked extended hours. Local volunteer groups like the fire departments and Lions clubs played an important role. Mr. Speaker, many residents also stepped up and helped their neighbours. Once one was shoveled out and okay, they moved on to the next house to make sure they were okay too. It was a difficult time, but it brought out the best in people, and I felt great pride in our residents and communities. I ask all honourable members to join with me in extending a big thank you to our mayors, councillors, workers, volunteers, and Mr. Speaker, to all residents who stepped up and offered a helping hand during Snowmageddon. Thank you.
The Honourable the Member for Lake Melville.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am pleased to inform this House of Assembly that one of Labrador's most active elders, Dorothy Michelin turned 100 on the 13th day of February. This adventurous woman was born in St. Anthony in 1920. At the age of 17, she traveled to Labrador to first work with the Padden family and later with the Hudson Bay Company in Northwest River. Here she met her husband, George Michelin. Dorothy is a firm believer in the adage that if you don't use it, you can lose it. Many years ago, she learned Inuamun and is proud that she can converse with Innu elders. She uses an iPad to keep in touch with her extensive family of 11 children, 33 grandchildren, 29 great-grandchildren, and 10 great-great-grandchildren. While at bat during a recent softball game in Nova Scotia, she was asked if she wanted to stand-in runner. She declined. However, she broke her arm when she slid into first base, placing herself on the injured list at the age of 85. Mrs. Michelin continues to live in her home, plays crib, knits, and entertains her many visitors. Please join me in celebrating a century of active living. Happy birthday, Dorothy Michelin.
The Honourable Member for Grand Falls, Windsor-Buckins.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise here today to honor Chief Vince McKenzie. Vince McKenzie has served as Fire Chief of Grand Falls Windsor Fire Department for the past 15 years. As a member since 1983, he has served firefighting duties to the Central Newfoundland District and its 15,000 residents for over 37 years. Chief McKenzie is currently the Vice President of Maritime Fire Chiefs Association, Vice Chair Provincial NL 911 Board of Directors, in his third term as an elected National Director with the Canadian Association of Fire Chiefs Executive Board and Firefighting in Canada columnist. He has served 5 times as Provincial President with the Newfoundland and Labrador Fire Services, where he has lobbied all levels of government as an advocate for fire services all throughout Canada. His leadership and dedication to fire services and community involvement has made the Grand Falls Windsor Fire Department, as well as all of its members, the standard for fire departments throughout the country. As MHA, but more importantly, as a protected citizen of Grand Falls, Windsor, I ask you all to help me now honor Chief Vince McKenzie on a lifetime of achievement in firefighting and community services. Stay safe, Chief, and stay safe to all the firefighters out there.